In our previous video, we followed Starbucks beans from steep mountain farms through the wet mill and industrial roastery. Now we're stepping into the cafe itself, where those gourmet beans are brewed into everything from a no-frills espresso to an elaborate whipped cream-topped indulgence that barely resembles coffee anymore. And if the menu has ever felt overwhelming, this is where it finally makes sense. At its core, every Starbucks drink begins with a cup size. Instead of the usual small, medium, and large, Starbucks gives them fancy Italian-inspired names to dress them up. Their main trio starts with a tall, which is a small, grande for medium, and venti is the large. Plus, a lesser-known 8-ounce short size you can request for kids or lighter appetites. Those sizes can be served either hot or poured over ice and brewed from one of 3 roast levels: blonde roast for a mild and gentle cup, medium roast for something right in the middle with balance, or dark roast for a strong, full-bodied punch. And all 3 options can also be ordered decaffeinated. We'll begin with the hot bar lineup, starting with the foundations, the simplest of coffee options, before building our way upward into the more complex, multi-layered creations. On the screen, you'll see illustrated versions of the hot drinks we'll be covering. They're broken down into visible layers so you can clearly see what makes each one different. And for each one, we'll use the grande, or medium size, as our reference point. That way, it's easier to compare the proportions. After that, we'll cover their cold and blended versions. The most familiar drink everyone knows is also the simplest: a hot brewed coffee. It begins with a bag of fresh whole beans being cut open and poured into the grinder. Then the grounds are loaded into the brewer. Hot water soaks the coffee bed and slowly drips through, giving us what's commonly called drip coffee or brewed coffee. From there, it's as simple or as dressed up as you want. You can add milk, syrups, sugar, or whipped cream to dial in your own version of the basic brew. Espresso is a more concentrated form of hot brew coffee, and it's the foundation to make every layered drink we're going to cover. Without overcomplicating things, espresso is basically beans ground slightly finer than what's used in drip brewing. And Starbucks uses its own proprietary blend called Espresso Roast, designed specifically for high-pressure extraction. After the beans are ground fresh in the espresso machine, the barista doses the powder into a metal portafilter, then uses a tamper to compress the grounds, and clicks it into position. Hot water is forced through under 9 bars of pressure, extracting a small, concentrated amount of coffee called a shot. These shots are traditionally 1 ounce, but Starbucks machines are calibrated to pull 0.75-ounce portions, which concentrates the flavor. They're served in 1-shot increments, called solo for 1, doppio for 2, triple for 3, and quad for 4. You can knock one back on its own if you're feeling up to it, but most often, these shots are used as the base for nearly every specialty drink Starbucks makes. So now that we understand what espresso is, let's see how it's turned into more complex beverages. One of the simplest espresso drinks is the Café Americano, being just espresso and hot water. A grande size gets 3 shots, or about 2.25 ounces of espresso, with the rest of the cup filled with hot water. The result is a drink that has the depth of espresso, with a more sippable, brewed coffee strength. It can be dressed up with cream or syrups, or enjoyed black for a strong, no-frills experience. The flat white takes the strength of an Americano, except it swaps the water with milk and upgrades to a stronger espresso called ristretto. Ristretto means the shots are pulled with less water, making the espresso more concentrated and the drink noticeably stronger. A 16-ounce grande gets 3 ristretto shots. Then the cup is filled with your choice of milks and steamed with minimal aeration, only 2 seconds, to create just a thin layer of microfoam on top. The barista finishes by pouring so that a single white dot sits in the center of the crema, a simple signature mark for the drink. The Cortado is a small, concentrated drink that also pairs ristretto espresso with steamed milk. In traditional coffee culture outside of Starbucks, a Cortado is typically equal parts espresso with milk in a small 4-ounce serving. Starbucks tweaks that slightly, only serving it in their 8-ounce short size. It's made with 3 shots of blonde ristretto espresso, then topped with steamed milk and almost no foam, keeping the espresso at the forefront. It falls somewhere between a flat white and a pure straight shot, intense, layered, and meant to be savored in just a few sips. The next trio on the menu needs a little clarification, because most people often get them mixed up: the Macchiato, Cappuccino, and Latte. All 3 are basically just espresso with steamed milk. Only each one changes their proportion of milk to espresso, which is why they taste so different. As we move through the trio, notice how they all share the same 2 shots of espresso. What changes is the amount of milk layered above, along with how much foam is added, creating 3 very different drinks. Macchiato is an Italian word that means marked or stained, and that's the whole idea behind this drink. You're taking the espresso and lightly marking it with milk. Starbucks serves theirs in single-shot increments, from a solo up to a quad or 4 shots. Each shot is poured into a small cup, then finished with just a tiny dollop of steamed milk on top, just enough to soften the edge of the espresso while keeping the flavor intense. Then there's the Caramel Macchiato, Starbucks' unique twist on the drink. They serve it in reverse order, putting the milk at the bottom with espresso on top. This order is often called a latte macchiato because you're marking the milk with espresso. A grande begins with 3 pumps of vanilla syrup in the bottom of the cup. Your choice of steamed milk is aerated about 5 seconds for a light foam and poured in first. Then 2 shots of espresso are poured over the milk, marking it with a layered look, and the drink is finished with a crosshatch of caramel drizzle. 7 lines one way, 7 the other, plus 2 circles to frame it. Texture is the main focus for a cappuccino. It still begins with 2 shots of espresso for a grande, except the milk is stretched for much longer, about 10 seconds, creating a very airy milk with a thick and light layer of foam. After the double shots of espresso goes into the cup, the steamed milk is poured in, while the barista holds back most of the foam, which is spooned on top at the end, forming a deep and fluffy cap. For some people, this light aerated milk sitting on top instead of mixing with the coffee can give the perception that a cappuccino tastes stronger than a macchiato or latte, even though all 3 have the exact same amount of espresso. If you're after the smoothest and creamiest option of this trio, with the most milk relative to espresso, the Café Latte is your drink. A grande gets the same 2 shots of espresso. Then your selected milk is steamed and lightly aerated for a few seconds, so the foam stays thin and silky, before it fills the rest of the cup. Baristas often finish by pouring simple latte art into the foam, making designs like hearts, tulips, or rosettas, turning each cup into a small work of art. Because there's more milk in the mix, the espresso is stretched into a smooth and mellow base, which is why lattes come in the widest range of flavors and pair so well with syrups, whipped cream, and extra toppings. For chocolate lovers, the Café Mocha is essentially a chocolate-flavored latte. It layers espresso, mocha sauce, any milk choice, and whipped cream in one decadent cup. The mocha sauce starts as a proprietary cocoa blend that's mixed with water to form a rich chocolate base. A grande gets 4 pumps of this mocha sauce. 2 shots of espresso follow. Then steamed milk fills the cup to the rim. A spiral of whipped cream crowns the drink, making it part coffee, part hot chocolate, and all indulgence. The hot chocolate is the Café Mocha's caffeine-free cousin. There's no espresso, just mocha sauce, chosen milk, whipped cream with extra mocha drizzle. For a grande, the barista pumps 4 shots of mocha sauce inside the cup, steams your milk for about 4 seconds, and pours it over the chocolate to mix in. The drink is finished with whipped cream. Then an extra drizzle of mocha sauce, giving non-coffee drinkers something just as indulgent as a cafe mocha, minus the caffeine. And with that, you've seen how far a mix of espresso, milk, and syrups can go across Starbucks' hot menu. Next, we'll take those same flavors and see how they're served over ice. On screen is the full spread of Starbucks cold coffee drinks we're about to break down. Each one is illustrated stacked in layers, so it's easier to see how they're built. And just like before, we'll use the grande or medium as our reference, so it's easy to compare strength, body, and style across every drink. So with the cold menu laid out, let's get started. The simplest cold drink on the board is iced coffee. It begins as regular hot brewed coffee. Then, it's cooled and poured over ice for a no-frills chilled cup. From that base, you can add syrups, milk, cream, or sweetener, turning it into anything from a lightly sweetened coffee to a creamy flavored drink. Cold brew is built on an entirely different method than hot brew. Instead of heat, it relies on time. Launched in 2015, it uses a proprietary Starbucks coffee blend formulated specifically for cold steeping. In the cafe, baristas grind those special beans fresh. Then the grounds fall into a filter bag inside this large container. Cold water is poured over the grounds, creating a dense concentrate. Then the bag is tied off, covered, and left to steep over 20 hours. That long soak produces a smoother, slightly citrusy flavor, with less bite than traditional hot coffee. After steeping, the concentrate is stored cold until you're ready to order. When served, it's typically cut with a 1-to-1 ratio of water and poured over ice, served either black or in specialty versions that come with cream, flavorings, and toppings. Nitro Cold Brew uses that same cold brew base, then takes it a step further by infusing nitrogen through a draft system. The cold brew is kept in these pressurized kegs where nitrogen gas is forced in. Nitrogen molecules are smaller than the CO2 used for carbonated soda, so when thousands of these tiny microbubbles are infused throughout the coffee, it gives it a velvety texture and thick, creamy mouthfeel without adding any actual dairy. As it's poured out the tap, a cascading effect rolls down the glass, settling into a smooth body with a layer of cold crema on top. From there, you can enjoy it on its own or customize it with a splash of cream or syrups. Now let's enter the cold espresso-based drinks with the most straightforward option, an iced espresso. Starbucks serves it by pulling shots directly over ice, ordered in solo, doppio, triple, or quad sizes, depending on how much power you want in the cup. No milk, no syrup, just chilled espresso for a fast, focused boost. From there, they add more layers with the iced shaken espresso, which turns a basic espresso into a mixed, almost cocktail-like drink. A grande begins with ice scooped into a shaker, then 2 pumps of classic syrup, followed by 3 shots of hot espresso. The barista shakes it vigorously to blend and chill everything, then pours it into the cup and tops it with a splash of milk, creating a drink that's slightly foamy, lightly sweet, and more rounded than a straight iced espresso. Then comes the iced Americano, which adds a colder spin on the regular hot version. For a grande, the barista adds ice and water to the cup, then tops it with 3 shots of espresso. It's light in body, but strong in flavor, making it a go-to choice for those who like their coffee bold but refreshing. The iced flat white follows the Americano's basic structure, except it swaps the water for milk and upgrades to ristretto espresso. A grande gets 3 ristretto shots poured over ice, then finished with any selected milk. It's creamy yet bold, delivering a more concentrated espresso-driven flavor than an iced latte would. Among all layered iced drinks, the iced caramel macchiato stands out as one of Starbucks' most recognizable. It stacks vanilla syrup, your milk choice, espresso, ice, and caramel drizzle, all presented in visible layers through the clear cup. A grande build begins with 3 pumps of vanilla syrup at the bottom. Then milk is poured in, followed by ice. A double shot of espresso is then poured over the top to mark the drink, creating that separated coffee over milk look, and a cross-hatched caramel drizzle completes it. An iced cafe latte keeps things simpler. It's built from just 3 components: espresso, your milk option, chilled down with ice. A grande gets 2 shots of espresso added to the cup. Then milk is poured up to the top line, and a grande-sized scoop of ice finishes the drink. With that creamy base, you can layer in syrups to turn it into one of many versions, like a gingerbread latte, cinnamon latte, or other seasonal flavors. For something richer, the iced cafe mocha brings chocolate into the mix. It stacks espresso, mocha sauce, your milk option, and ice, all topped with whipped cream. In a grande, the barista pulls a double shot of espresso, adds 4 pumps of mocha sauce, drops in a grande scoop of ice, followed by aerated milk to fill the rest of the cup. Then, whipped cream is swirled on top to finish it. You get the same creaminess of an iced latte with a chocolatey finish. When Starbucks unveiled the Frappuccino in 1995, it wasn't just launching a new drink, it was rewriting the rules of what a coffeehouse treat could be. Blended with ice, laced with Java-flavored syrups, and crowned with whipped cream, it blurred the line between a milkshake and a cappuccino in a way that felt revolutionary at the time. Decades later, it's still one of the company's most iconic creations, with the caramel Frappuccino consistently ranking among its top sellers. Today, Frappuccinos are split into 2 categories: coffee-based and crème-based. The coffee line doesn't begin with the regular freshly pulled espresso shots. Instead, they use Starbucks' proprietary form of instant coffee, called Frappuccino Roast, which is mixed with water for a quick, concentrated caffeine hit. The crème versions skips the coffee altogether, using flavored syrups to build their creamy profiles. Both types also use a dedicated base syrup that acts like an emulsifier, making the drink thick and velvety instead of a cup full of loose ice shards. For a grande caramel frap, the barista starts with 3 pumps of Frappuccino Roast, followed by 3 pumps of caramel syrup inside the blender pitcher. Your choice of milk is poured in next, then a grande scoop of ice and a measured dose of base syrup to help everything bind into one smooth mix. After it's whirled into a cold and frosty blend, the drink is poured into the cup and topped with a tall spiral of whipped cream, then a generous drizzle of caramel across the top. A crème frappuccino follows a similar structure but leaves out the frap roast. It starts with the frappuccino base, so it's silky smooth, plus any flavored syrups if you're ordering a specialty version. Then your preferred milk goes in, with a grande scoop of ice before blending. Once it's creamy and frosty, it's poured into the cup and crowned with whipped cream, giving non-coffee drinkers that milkshake-style experience of a frappuccino without the caffeine. And that's the full journey of a Starbucks coffee bean, from the coffee belt to the roastery, to a decadent dessert in a cup. While hot drinks may have built the brand, cold ones now dominate the menu, accounting for nearly 75% of Starbucks' sales, with colorful refreshers bringing in a whole crowd of non-coffee drinkers too. And the Frappuccino? It's become such a hit that you can now pick up bottled versions at the market in a whole slew of concoctions. So what's your favorite? A layered hot macchiato? A creamy latte? Or something like a mocha cookie crumble frappuccino loaded with texture and toppings? Share your pick in the comments. Thanks for tuning in to Made Vision. We'll catch you next time.